A confident but perhaps a little tentative Flip Street. It is Australia versus New Zealand, and representing our trans-Tasman rivals, it is the butcher boy, Chris Wells, for the 22nd time making his way into the combat zone. And here comes the flipper. 48th fight, a protege of the gunslinger himself, and tonight's main eventer, John Wayne Parr. A veteran with a great percentage, and he is ready to go. It is our semi-main event of the evening, New Zealand and Australia, Chris Wells and Flip Street. 5 3-minute rounds at 62 kilos. Once again, we're under full tie rules. Andy Raymond, along with former Australian cruiserweight Muay Thai champion Mark the Hammer Castanini, and there's plenty in the industry that think this type of environment will help a guy like Flip Street.
Well, Flipper's very dynamic. Andy is able to work a lot of angles, fast, accurate striking. But against the butcher boy from New Zealand, he's going to have his work cut out for him tonight. Again, Flip Street, nice takedown. But no easy opponents ever lined up for any of their boys, the Boonchu crew. They always bring credible opponents and fight with a lot of heart and a lot of skill. Flipper certainly gets his wins, and they're always well deserved.
It is Flip Street in the black and the butcher boy Chris Wells in the red. Two right-handed fighters. Orthodox stance, left foot forward, left hand forward. Openly swinging. They get on the insider. Elbow there from Street.
And all nice lever off the clinch there from the Kiwi.
The Kiwi, who of course has had to travel, but also is giving up almost 30-odd fights in experience and countless years. So a big mountain in front of Chris Wells tonight. Flip already marked up underneath that left eye, it appears. Just pushing forward, looking to strike. Nicely out of the way with Street. Launching in as Wells.
Oh, big elbows from both men in unison, almost. And Flip Street, just, he's been fighting forever and a day. Is a pretty funny photo, I think, on John Wayne Parr's Facebook page with Flipper and himself looking a little bit skinny and less tattooed up many years ago. So he's been around forever and a day, Flip Street, and been right beside John Wayne Parr for many years. So this will be a big occasion for Flipper, being the warm-up fight for JW's retirement fight.
The environment alone is conducive to more action, less looking. Because the athletes are tentative. A trickle of blood from the nose already of Chris Wells, who goes for that left knee high on the rib cage of Street. He offers the receipt, and it was a good one, the Australian. He's got a nice jab, the Kiwi.
He's mobile. He's very mobile too. He's not just standing there flat-footed in front. He's up on the balls of his feet, and he's going to have to be. Bloodied up now. Nice push kick, Flipper. Well, oh, down goes Flipper.
Street on his backside and rocked.
Oh, that is not good.
The doors are open of the cage, but that is the end of round number 1.
Well, saved by the bell, perhaps.
Very much so. Flip Street.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was straight off the push kick, I think, and he brought his hands through, Wells. Opening in the guard, allowed that strike to come straight through. Nice low kick knee transition. There it was. So you see he stepped through with that push kick, Andy, comes straight through with straight line barrier technique. Right onto the jawline of Flipper.
It was a big right hand too from Chris Wells, who is in control at this point in time.
Well, he's got to be feeling really confident now, the Kiwi. He's got to be up on the balls of his feet. He's got the knockdown ahead on the scorecards already. So his confidence going to be right up there. Again, the 1-2, Wells, into the body he goes. Flipper locking the clinch on, trying to get the elbow away. Knee to the carcass. Good clinch from both men.
Such a fine line between a knockdown and a knockout, and that really pushed the line, didn't it, late in round one, because Street was all over the place.
Well, he was looking good up until that point. Crescent kick attempt. So he's got some fancy kicking, the Kiwi, as well, obviously. Stalks forward again, rushes forward, but gets taken down. Calls a slip.
Brad Vicali earning his paycheck here tonight. In control of the action, he is once again our referee. Street looking for the left.
That switch lead round kick, you'll see John Wayne Parr use that a lot as the opponents come in, and he tries to get it up under the right hand rib cage of the opponent. The flipper trying to do the same thing. Chopping outside thigh kick, step through knee attempt from Wells, and he gets one into the body again. Locks, shrugs off flipper, flipper comes back off the catch, lets the right hand work overtime.
Continue on, says Vicali. Maybe hasn't capitalised as much as we thought he may, Chris Wells, in this second round.
Well, Wells showing he's got a good array of technique. He did a spinning heel kick there, and that's something that a novice fighter wouldn't be capable of doing, you know. So he's done the crescent kick, he's done the spinning heel kick. These are some traditional, maybe Japanese or Kyokushin style kicks, very hard kicks to execute and land. But if you're able to throw them in centre ring, well, it shows that you've got a good level of technique available to you.
Peter Graham specials.
Certainly.
The big chief.
The rolling thunder style kicks.
Street with a stream of blood from his nose. A little slippery inside the cage. The excess water from the corners, the perspiration, the bright lights. Combination of all of the above. Makes traction difficult late in the night.
Knee for knee. Once again, a quick thank you to a couple of the key sponsors, Quest Environments, who sponsor John Wayne Parr and all the events. Are also top tier Muay Thai, they're right behind them, based in Geelong. Of course, Boonchu Restaurant, Richard Wale will be very emotional for our main event. He's been a supporter of John Wayne Parr from his amateur days. And of course, Punch Equipment, those 4-ounce gloves you're seeing the fighters wear and getting a real workout. Punch Equipment, one of the leading brands in the country and behind the sport as always.
Take a look at some of the highlights from round two, and again a good and effective straight right hand from Chris Wells, the New Zealander, that has walked directly into Flip Street's backyard. This Boonchu Cup, Southport Sharks.
Oh, the 1-2 from Flipper. That right hand caught Wells at the side of the head beautifully. Switch push kick.
He executes it well, doesn't he? And there's a spinning back fist and a beauty. Flip Street is down for the second time.
Well, that's not good news for Flipper's scorecard. But how quick is Chris Wells? How quick is the Kiwi, Andy?
What a big shot it was. A dominant shot, a dominant performance so far. Looking for the spinning back elbow. Knee into the rib cage. Nice turn there from the local boy. Very composed young athlete, Chris Wells, isn't he?
Well, I'll tell you what, they've unearthed a good talent here tonight. No doubt we'll see a lot more of this Kiwi, irrespective of the result, because he's certainly taking it right up to one of the best in the country, Flip Street, at this point. Slip again. Obviously the canvas is getting a little bit slippery now in the latter stages of this event.
Wild right hand by Wells. Did so well earlier by keeping everything compact.
Short
he rocks Street again, this time with a left hand, but on the retreat. The Aussie holds on. Elbows up.
Again, that switch push kick from Flip Street. He comes in again and he gets caught.
Street down again. That's time number 3.
Will he make it up? Will he make it up? And he just beats the count. He's still not stable on his feet, Andy. He's a bit groggy. He's in the fog.
Not at all, and being dominated by Wells, who wants to finish it and finish it now. Coming over the top of the shoulders with the elbows. That is what Chris Wells is trying to achieve here. Broken up again, a little scrappy on the inside, a neutral position according to Brad Vicali. The bolo right hand from the Kiwi wants to finish it before the end of round number 3.
Well, Flipper really needs to tighten up on that guard, have it up around the head, because Wells is finding every opening possible and rocketing those punches through. Again, he stalks forward, the Kiwi, looking for blood, looking for a finish. Flipper, something rare on the back foot.
Yeah, you don't see it often. Street does well there from a defensive position to neutralise. Another long and straight right hand from the Kiwi, whose back is against the cage. Pressure being applied by the Aussie, along with a couple of knees into the ribs. And that is 3 rounds down, 2 remain, and a lot of work ahead for this young guy.
Well, I'll tell you what, this one, he's almost going to need a knockout, or at least a knockdown to be back in the game of this fight, Flipper. Chris Wells has certainly come to the Gold Coast, and it's not for a bit of sun and surf, it's the fight. And he's putting it right on Flip Street in this fight tonight.
Round number 4. We have seen it before. What can Flip Street produce in the final 6 minutes? He is behind on the scorecards and needs something very special to have his hand raised in victory on this historic night in Australian Muay Thai.
Throws a knee guard on, transitions to the elbow nicely, keeps his vertical base, Flip Street. Even though he's been caught with those big, heavy shots, he still shows signs of being technically a great fighter. He's been able to come back from those big knockdowns, and he's able to string together some good technique right now, Andy.
Yeah, he gets rocked onto the back foot again, though, there by Wells, who is relentless, Chris Wells. Street lunging forward with an elbow.
He doesn't care. He's been kicked a little low, and he just shakes it off and goes, I'm all right. Big heart, the Kiwi.
Here to fight, not holiday.
Yep, definitely.
Oh, and again, stiff left hand. It was only a jab, but it drove the Aussie back 1.5 feet. Down low on the legs as Street trying to create an opening and start down near the knee.
I'll tell you what, the lactic acid's kicked in. They're a little fatigued, but they're still firing. They're still firing like true professionals, these fighters. It's awesome stuff, as has been from the very start of this event. Lead push kick, just measuring, setting. The push kick is basically the jab of the foot, just to measure and set up the rest of your combinations. It's also a barrier technique, and Flipper uses it well.
Roberto Cirola, Michael Badado, Elliot Compton, Aaron Lee, victorious so far tonight in one of the highest quality shows we've seen here in Australia in a long, long time. The Kiwi busted up under the eye.
Flipper lets the elbows go off the right hand, miss from Wells. Wells sucks it in, goes in and engages again. Spinning elbow, comes close, big overhand right from Wells.
This has got just a little bit of everything. And Flip Street, he desperately wants the Aussie flag to fly high at the end of this. Still with work in front of him. On the retreat here. Tries to keep his distance, going that inside thigh, the lead leg. Good straight right hand again from Chris Wells.
These, and to almost a nice takedown for Flipper, but gets taken down with Wells.
4 rounds down, 1 remain. Another big round. Power, technique, and a heap of heart.
Well, of course, Chris Wells from the Smack Gym. His nose is bloodied up. He got caught with some good shots, but he's here for the war.
Here for the war, here for the win. In this, our semi-main event, this is the 5th and final round at 62 kilos, of course, under full tie rules.
Look at that for a technique. Just caught, slipped out, and took Flipper down.
Opportunistic it was, technique high for Wells, the butcher boy. Here comes Flip. And there's the receipt with the same direction, the same power, but lovely throw.
Back up. Speaking of butchers, I've got to say hello to my own butcher, Chris Harrington, training out of my gym at Hammers Gym. Had his 10th straight win and Victorian title holder as well. Chris the Harrington butcher, so he's another butcher. The butchers are doing well these days in the fight arena. Andy, this Kiwi butcher is certainly here to take the win, and he's ahead on the scorecards, on our scorecards at this point, as he lets another right hand fly straight down the tube.
This butcher has done his best to tenderize Flip Street, but he just can't quite finish him. Dropped him 3 times, once in the first, twice in the 3rd round, and yet Flip Street still stands there and fights.
I reckon every person in the arena, bar Chris Wells's corner, is willing and hoping for a win for Flip Street, the sentimental favourite here on this show in our semi-main event. Desperately hoping he can pull out that one big shot, that one kick, one knee, one elbow shot that could get him back in the game, but Wells has other ideas.
Wells, one of the better kept secrets of Australasian Muay Thai.
Isn't he, Andy? He's really something special, this young man.
Nice knee guard there from Street, back against the cage. Managed to extend the left out.
Again, Wells, good head movement, bobbing, weaving, looks to launch the overhand right. Flipper keeping that push kick working overtime. Push kick again from Flip Street, good technique from him. Sets up. Skip up push kick, almost gets caught and taken down by Wells.
Almost a similar takedown to what we saw earlier by the Kiwi. Wow. And the countdown is on, and so too the opportunities for Flip Street. They are diminishing. He goes for the big right round kick. It was high and almost on target.
Seconds to go in the 5th and final. Can Flipper pull something out? Wells has other ideas. Again, strong going forward on the front foot, the Kiwi. Flipper double round kick off the lead leg. Wells keeps the pressure on, keeps pushing forward as he's done the whole fight.
The crowd is willing. Flip Street on a good left hand from the local boy.
Calling him on, the Kiwi. Head kick from Flipper, there it is.
Another war, 15 minutes of action under full tie rules. And for mine, this young man, the Kiwi, he goes home victorious.
Well, certainly no easy road taken for Flip Street in lining him up an opponent on this show. But have a look at the face of the Kiwi, Chris Wells. It tells the story that Flip Street is a warrior, is always going to step in and fight and give it his absolute best. He wore some big shots, but came back, but it won't be enough on our cards.
A unanimous decision.